Hello and welcome to Witchy Woman Podcast. I'm your host, DaNae Sweet, and this is episode 130. So today is going to be a very free flow episode. I haven't done one of these in a long time, and I have so much on my mind and so much that's going on with me behind the scenes that I really felt like I needed to share, because the reason I started this podcast is to be transparent in my spiritual journey with my witchcraft practice, all that good stuff. I need to share this because I'm sure some of y'all are going through similar stuff, and I wanted to share. I have got a lot of things changing within my spiritual practice, and I've been so busy behind the scenes with things. I'm going to announce what that is a little bit later, but until then, wow, DaNae. Anyway, but first, let's do a card pull, and let's do some smoke clearing first. I'm going to burn some rosemary today, just because that sounds good. All right. You can virtually share in some of this rosemary smoke. I absolutely love this. I don't care if it makes me a basic bitch or not. I freaking love a little bit of rosemary. All right, so we have smoke cleansed. Now let's go ahead and pull some cards, or a card. Okay, let's see what this week has in store for us. Cut once, cut twice, and 3 times. And we got transformation. Big surprise. No, not really. It is a new moon, and we are going through that new beginnings phase of the lunar cycle. And this is saying, hey, there's some changes ahead. And what can you do to make those easier on yourself? Number 1, don't fight it. Change is always going to happen. The only thing we can do is control how we react to it and how we manage our energy and our lives around this change. Now, there's so much change going on in this country. No matter what political side you're on, there's just a lot of shit going on. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world. There's social injustice movements. There's a lot of change. And you know, a lot of it is actually, it's good that it's happening because it's breaking down cycles and starting anew, or trying to. So this week, be aware of all of the change that we are going through as humans on this earth during a pandemic and in this country where there's a lot of political and civil unrest. It's a lot. And that's not even counting like your own personal life and the change that's happening with that. This is just the social change that's happening around us. It's a lot. So give yourself a break. Don't be so hard on yourself when you're like, oh my gosh, I have so much to do and I haven't done it because I just feel immobilized. That's a trauma response, and you should honor your body and your energy and your mental health, and cut yourself some slack. As for your personal life, I feel like this is pointing towards personal changes that will create way or space for new, better things. So do the things for self-care. Make sure that you are, if you can get outside, go outside, ground yourself, get your body outside, soak up some sun, appreciate nature. Make sure you're drinking enough water, people. I'm one of these people as well that do not drink enough water. So drink lots of water. That is, besides the actual physical benefits of drinking a lot of water, it is the element of emotion. So let's help our bodies purge some of the physical effects of all of this overwhelming emotion and flush it out of our system. And let's do salt baths, foot soaks. Make sure you're cleansing often. There's a lot of stuff that we drag in from outside. If you go to the grocery store here, I'm going to hear something political. I don't care what time I go in there. Somebody's going to say some kind of political remark or whatever. It's going to be some kind of crap I got to ignore, and I may drag some of that shitty energy into my house. So I have started cleansing at least once a week. Once a week, cleansing my house. I cleanse myself energetically more often than normal as well. So I highly recommend that to help us get through all this change. So let's start off by talking about, I want to share with you what I'm going through spiritually. This isn't affecting my witchcraft practice so much as it is affecting my spirituality and how I view it. And I wanted to share some things that I haven't been sharing because I'm afraid of being judged. I've been taking classes from the Wiccan seminary, and that's through, I found that through the ATC, the Aquarian Tabernacle Church, which is a Wiccan church. I had Dusty on the show a while back talking about living in a pagan monastery, and that interview changed my entire trajectory of my spiritual practice, because I saw a side of the Wiccan community that was beautiful, that was doing amazing things for our rights in this country. They are fighting for people, and it really lit a fire under my ass. And I know I've talked about it before, but I really, really enjoyed that interview, and I don't even know how to start. So I started taking these classes with the intent that maybe at some point I would want to be initiated. The main goal of me going through this is they actually give you, you earn a bachelor's degree in seminary practices of Wicca. So you can be somebody, depending on the state, there are state regulations that limit this, but you're able to go into prisons and be clergy, assist or provide that service to prison members, pagan prison members. There is a couple local women's groups, and I don't want to say them online because I don't want them to get any shit in case somebody listening here is like, oh my God, she's a pagan, she's going to help that organization. But anyway, there's a few groups around here that are assisting, domestic abuse instances, homelessness with children and their mothers or their caretakers. There's a lot of things going on in those groups, and the one thing I see as they're missing is a pagan clergy that they could call on if one of their women or persons in need a little spiritual guidance or just support in general from the pagan community. So I could be that if I can finish this stuff, right? So that's my practical reasons for doing this. And then I really didn't expect spiritually for this to affect me as much as it is. I am enjoying the Wiccan classes. I'm enjoying learning more and deepening my connection to the goddess, to my patron goddess, to the earth and to myself. It has been something I've been trying to kind of do on my own and not really talk about it a whole lot until I knew what I wanted to say. And so if I've been quiet in the groups, one, I'm really busy. I've got some stuff I've been doing. But I have been going through my own spiritual reawakening, I think. And everybody goes through these. You're going to go through it. If somebody told you you just have one spiritual awakening, they lying. You're going to have more than one. Oh, train. So, where was I? Good God. Anybody else's ADHD brain just on hyperdrive lately? My attention problem is at an all-time high. Anyway, so I'm learning about these beautiful ways to honor my own spirituality and the goddess and the earth, and I really like it. And this is so hard for me to say, that I am enjoying learning about Wicca and becoming a part of a community. And the reason I'm afraid of saying that is because a lot of people say a lot of bad things about Wicca. I mean, I did an entire episode about how Gerald Gardner was a D-bag, which I still stand by that. I don't think he was the most, how do I say this? I don't think that he was the most honorable of witches in our history, but I digress. I'm coming at this with a lot of witchcraft experience, and so it's challenging the way I do things in my craft that is attached to my spiritual practice. For instance, I want to talk just a little bit about like how I'm doing things. I haven't been able to go for a few days because I've been so busy, but I try to attend morning devotionals at least 4 times a week. And that's just, we have this online thing, and it's a little group. You can it's a video chat thing, and they say the charge of the goddess, and we say our gratitudes and our intention for the week or the day, and it's just a really great thing, and I'm really, really fucking enjoying that. And I haven't shared it with anybody except for really close friends, because part of me was like, God, I can't let them know that I am enjoying Wiccan practices because I don't want to be judged. I don't. And I know plenty of people will judge me for this, for my course change with my spiritual practice. And that's okay. That's okay. I shouldn't care. But part of me was like, if I do this, if I decide to be an initiatory student, which means picking a mentor and, being an initiate, that means that I have to really buckle down, and I have to commit myself 100% to this. And I'm just really afraid of what people are going to say about me. I don't want people saying, I always say, you do you, boo. And I still stand by that. Within reason. There's also cultural appropriation. There's safety. There's all kinds of things you should think about. It's not just a overall hey, do whatever you want whenever you want, and there won't be any consequences, because I know that. I've done spells that have backfired in my face, and I knew better, but I did it anyway. What I mean by you do you, boo, is you do you, and what you do is your business and your responsibility. And sometimes I think that takes it's taken a little bit out of context. You can practice or say whatever you want. And I mean, you can, but please be aware that there are consequences. And that's something that they teach, everybody I'm sure has heard of the Wiccan law, the do no harm rule. And that's honestly one that I have been tripped up on, because do I believe in defensive magic? Abso-fucking-lutely. Do I believe in lashing out if needed? If I've done all the mundane things, if there's nothing else I can do in this mundane world, the physical world, to fix a situation that's threatening my family's safety, or whatever it is it okay to lash out then? And there's a reason I haven't committed 100% to the initiatory path, is because I have not wrapped my head around that yet. I do understand that it's a lot of energy that I use if I want to reach out and smack somebody magically. It's a lot of energy that I have to expel to do that. I could easily leave it alone. I could easily, do things to protect myself, but I'm still deciding for myself whether that's a life I can live. I know I can, but is it a life that feels authentic to my spiritual practice? I don't know. And I need to decide within the next I really want to decide before Christmas time and Yule. That way I can go into the new year with like a plan, because this crazy neurodivergent person really needs a plan, or I kind of spin out. So that's what's been going on in my life as far as my spiritual practice. I am loving the classes. I'm learning so much. I am building upon the things that I already know, that they're adding ideas and ways to do things. And I've been really thinking hard about how I do things and incorporating the things I've been taught. And I just want to say I love it. And if anybody else is going through this phase where you're practiced witchcraft one way, or your spirituality one way for a very long time, and all of a sudden you're introduced to a new idea that sparks interest and passion and joy, but you're afraid that people will call you a sellout, or you're afraid that people will say, why would you change your practice, or you're just kind of just don't want to deal with that part of people asking, why would you do this when you've been doing this for 20 years? Just do it. Follow your heart. I've dealt with a lot of internal turmoil about this, and I talked to my therapist, of course, about what I'm doing, and, sometimes just Bob telling me that I have the freedom to do with my spiritual practice what I want to do with it is something that I needed. And it sounds silly, but I really needed him to look at me and go, so if people think you're a sellout, or they say that, oh my God, did you hear that witchy woman, DaNae, she's practicing Wicca now. Oh my God. Like, he looked at me and he was like, you don't have to care about what people think. You don't have to care, because it does not affect your spiritual practice, right? And I'm like, yeah. So there it is. There it is. I'm really enjoying it, and I was so afraid to tell you guys because I didn't want you thinking that your spiritual practice was wrong because I'm changing mine. This doesn't change much about my witchcraft practice, which I feel, yes, my spiritual and witchcraft practice are definitely connected, but I think of them as separate things when it comes to Wicca or any other organized pagan type thing. I think of it as separately. Does my spirituality in this case affect my witchcraft practice? Yes. If you change paths, will everyone's path change their witchcraft practice if you change your spirituality? No. It's going to depend on what you believe and what, path you decide to go down instead of the one that you have currently been on. And I feel like part of this push for me is, what the fuck is going on in the stars? Like, this is the only class that I sucked so bad. Astrology. I passed, but barely. I suck at it. I suck at astrology. There, I said it. So yeah, I still don't know what's going on in the fucking stars right now, but it feels like it's pushing me, almost like speeding me forward, in a different direction, just because of all the whatever is going on in the stars. If somebody knows, please tell me. Somebody tell me. I probably should book an appointment with Calum and have him explain what the fuck is going on. But anyway, there it goes. This was like 18 minutes of me rambling, and I'm so very sorry for all of the rambling. So I kind of wanted to share with you what Brad and I did on our anniversary, which was on the 3rd. So we went to a rock show. We actually have one in Crawford, Nebraska. It was over 4 days over like a long weekend. And it was so fun. It was in this absolutely stunning park that they have, and we had a blast. We took Witcher because we didn't want to leave him at home in his kennel, and he can't be out of his kennel when we're gone because, puppies destroy everything. So we were like, okay, let's take him on his first solo trip with us. And it's about, I don't know, hour and a half away, something like that, 2 hours almost. So we went there and we took him. He cried. He whined in the car, laying on my lap, crying for an hour, like for a good hour, till we got to like Alliance, which is 60 miles from here. He was very upset that he has to be in the car and he didn't want to be alone. But once we got him there, he was so excited and everybody was like, oh my gosh, your dog is, it was a dog, a puppy or whatever is always such a great like icebreaker. And I was having a lot of social anxiety building up to going to this thing. Cause I really haven't been out very much. So we went, and having him there was definitely like a safety net for me because I was like, oh, you can focus on my dog. So anyway, we went there, and since it was our anniversary, Brad was like, let's get a few pieces. So I ended up getting, what else did I get? Okay, so here's a little tip. If you go to a rock show and you buy shit, take a little notebook so you can write down what the hell you bought, because I have no idea what this is. It is so pretty. It's the prettiest color of blue, and I don't know what it is. It's not celestite. It's not, angelite or whatever. I'll post a picture in the groups later, but it is so pretty. I had to get that. We got a honey calcite, cluster piece. I got something called wave light, which is so cool. It, like, in the sun, it's green, like lime green little bubbles. And when those little crystal bubbles break, it looks like this beautiful starburst formation inside of them. So I got some of that. What else did I get? Oh, I got a prehistoric horse tooth. It's cool as shit. It's probably like something really weird that I would be excited about, but I got this really cool prehistoric horse tooth, and I've got it sitting right here, and it's in a little sack, and you can see like, oh, it's just so cool to me to see a prehistoric horse tooth. I can hold it in my hand because I'm a horse girl, and I'm a crystal rock mineral girl. This was like my favorite find. I think it was only $5, but it was my favorite find of the whole show. What else did I get? Oh, I got this little, what is it called? Vanadite? Anyway, it's those little orangish red crystals, and they kind of form in like a cube or octahedron type stuff. It's really cool. And I got because I need more. I got a really cool, like, it's broken, but it's like a quartz point with a little one on its side. So it's got a little baby attached to it, and it's got the coolest like etchings. It's kind of those little triangle windows on it, which I think those were called record keepers. I don't know. It's just a really cool little piece. It fits in my hand, like the palm of my hand. And I just had to have it because it felt special. Brad's like, why do you want that? You have a bunch of quartz. I don't know. I just feel like I need it. So anyway, I got some crystals, and it was a very long ride home because the dog was like, I am over this. He slept. I was tired. We took a detour to get some really cool pizza it was at the Twisted Turtle pizza place, and I think that's in Gordon. I don't know. I was so fucking tired at that point. I was like, I don't care what we do. Anyway, best pizza ever. I got one that was basically like a jalapeno popper, but on crust, and it was fucking awesome. So it was a really good day. I really had a great day. Brad was like out and about, and he's a social person, so he was enjoying being out, and we just hadn't had time to spend together in a long time. So I really appreciate it. And I know Brad doesn't listen to my podcast, but I love you, honey, and it's been the most amazing 5 years of marriage I could ask for. I think we actually been together for like 8, but married 5 has been fantastic. And he is definitely my best friend, my partner in crime. And I love that guy. And he's an amazing witchy husband. He's fucking awesome in that respect. He puts up with a lot of shit. And like, as a thing that we did this weekend, was it yesterday? Because we felt we needed to get the fuck outside. We had been like, after we went to the gym, that crystal rock show thing, we were so tired, we didn't do a whole lot. And then, so yesterday, we took the dogs out to the meadow and at his ranch, and we let them run, and there's elderberries there. So I got to pick a bunch of elderberries, and I'm drying those for use later. And I'll take a picture of the elderberry, like where the berries grow and the formation of which they grow. It looks amazing. It looks like when you look down at them from the top, it looks like lung formation. Like it looks like the little patterns you see when you see images of lungs, or even like the neurons, the brain synapses. When you see pictures of that, that's what this looks like. It's like tons of little webs, and it's just so cool. And I want to share that with you because it was cool as shit. I didn't know they grew like that. I had never picked elderberries. I've seen them and I was like, it's so hot, I don't want to go pick them. And I usually just buy them from a friend. So this time I got to pick my own, and it was just a real cool experience. My fingers are still kind of dyed purple from it, and we ate a few, and they were like the perfect ripe. Brad did not like them very much. Like raw, he was like, eh. So, but we just had so much fun yesterday, just being out in nature and doing nature stuff. And then I got to come home and pick all the berries off of the little branch dealies, and it was just a lot of fun. So I wanted to share that because I haven't been having a lot of fun lately, and I realized that I've been working maybe too much. And if you guys are doing the same thing, if your coping mechanism is to stay as busy as possible so that you don't have to actually address what's going on in your life, this is your sign to go have some fun, take a break, because all work and no play sucks ass. I don't have a rhyme for it. It just sucks. Okay, that's really weird. I just had a phone call and it said anonymous on it. Normally if it's a block call, it just comes in as private number. But this one came in as anonymous, and immediately it was gone. Like, it was just gone. It's a lot of 8s. I'm sure that's like a sign for me. It's literally our area code and fuckloads of 8s. What the hell? Anyway, I'm taking that as a sign. What does 8s mean? I'm really bad with numbers. Let me look it up. Okay, so I'm looking it up. I just typed in spiritual meaning of 8. And it means all kinds of things, depending on what site I'm on. Okay, so one site says 8 is the number of infinity, which I totally get. It's an infinity sign standing up. It can be related to infinite love, infinite energy. See, I like that. Okay. Wikipedia says that 8 is considered to be a lucky number in Chinese and other Asian cultures. So, yay, lucky, eternal luck. That'd be awesome. Here's where it goes kind of bad. This guy, it's a Hindu website, and it says 8 means is a very strong number. It represents Saturn or Shani. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. It is linked with misery and gloominess. 8 has always been misunderstood and is generally associated with bad luck. What? No. I'm saying I'm throwing that one out. Let's see what else we got. I'm clicking down like the common, it says, all the questions that people have already asked about it. So I'm just clicking down and go and seeing what's in the drop down. This one's neat. What does the number 8 mean in Hebrew? The Hebrew letter 8 are the days of the circumcision. Okay, that doesn't apply to me. So, I don't know. So, what does that mean? Okay, this one says number 8 is generally read as indicating material abundance and career success. Self-confidence, professionalism, material freedom, and good judgment. Okay, that's the one I'm going to say that that's what I want it to mean. So, that's what it's going to mean. So, yay for 8s. I'm saying that it's good luck. Okay, so since that little detour is out of the road, I want to share with you what I've been working on for a long time. So, as you guys know, I did the Magical Mentoring Program. We piloted that in May. So we did May, June, and July. It was so much fun. I loved the students. Like, it was awesome. Through that pilot course, I realized there were some things I wanted to change, and I wanted to make it easier and more accessible for people to sign up, to get the materials. I wanted my videos and things more readily available instead of having to like click here, click here, click here, and then you get my video. Or having the issue of my internet not being able to upload videos and things like that very fast. So what I have done is created an entire online learning site for Witchy Woman, and I'm calling it the Witchy Woman Academy. Woohoo! I'm really creative with my names. I'm just kind of staying consistent with the things. So, my magical mentoring program is going to be, or is on that platform. I also am offering regular courses. So you have courses like I'm going to do one on, or I have done one on empath management 101. Just use this one for example. This one is available to take whenever the hell you want it to. And I will have a handful of classes like that. You can just take whenever you want. And then we have the magical mentoring program, and that one is going to only be offered probably twice a year, maybe 3 times a year. I don't know. Depends on how next year turns out for us all. So what will happen is on Friday, I am going to open up. I'll make the site live. I'm going to open it up for people to sign up. I can only handle 15 people at a time this way. So we're doing 15 people can sign up for this course. And as soon as you sign up, I get an email saying, hey, you've signed up, and I will add you then to our Facebook groups. That way you are in it already. So how this works is the course materials will not show up for you. You cannot take any of the courses in that program until I believe it's the 6th of October. So you'll start it on the 6th of October. And on that week, you will have your first week's materials will appear in that program for you. I've got videos. Actually today, after this, I'm going to film the welcome video that explains everything, how this course works, what to look forward to. I'm still doing the Facebook group, the mentoring Facebook group. That way I can do live classes there. So each week you will have a live class, and that will be in the mentoring, magical mentoring group on Facebook. So I will be there. We can Zoom, we can live video, whatever you guys end up wanting to do. I really like Zoom because then we can see each other's faces and connect. I digress. So you'll have one of those a week. We are doing, and during that class, right after that class, we will do a group healing. And then each week you will have my dog is like really barking. Okay, I'm back. I had to check that because Pablo was going crazy. It was my other 2 dogs wanted to come inside and they were banging on the door. So if you hear puppy sounds in the background or fighting, that's totally my doggies having way too much energy today. I don't know. They woke up and chose violence today, so bear with me. Anyway, so weekly you'll have a mentoring appointment with me individually. So everybody gets one meeting with me privately, and we're going to go over the course material after you've done it. So that's the one thing I wanted to change this year is that, or this semester, is that you will have plenty of time to do the coursework. And then we will review it. That way I can know, like, how did you do? There's a lot of things that we will be going over in the coaching aspect of this that is dependent on you doing your homework. So in the latter part of the week, that's when we'll schedule all of the individual meetings. And I have added custom meditations to each week that's available right there on the site. So you just go through your materials, click on the meditation, and do it right there. There are some self-hypnosis recordings that I added, and then each week has a video from me kind of just explaining how this week is going to go and what the purpose of the materials that we're going to go through are. So that is what kind of a summary of what I've been doing. So I had to transfer all of my course materials or the program materials to a different platform and set it all up. So I've been so distracted and so busy, and I'm really, really, really sorry if you have tried to get a hold of me and I have spaced it. I am terrible about getting back for emails and things like that when I'm so engrossed in a project. It was very hard. Okay, my squirrel brain has had to focus on one thing to work on for the past, oh my God, 2 months, 3 months, and it's driving me nuts. Oh, here's Brad. Brad's calling. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. I took a little detour and got a cheese stick and some almond nut thins. Oh, the pepper jack cheese ones are so good. So if you are somebody who likes to eat crackers and things like that, but want something a little better for you, I totally love the almond nut thins in the pepper jack. Pepper jack, so good. Anyway, food. I don't even know where I was at, but anyway, everything's going live on Friday. You'll be able to sign up there. If you have emailed me about it, I'm going to email you and send you a reminder that this is going to happen on Friday. And it'll be, the way it's going to happen is you'll go to my website, witchywomanpodcast.com, and you will see a link that says Witchy Woman Academy. Click on that, and that's going to take you where you need to go. So yeah, I'm excited. I did change some of the curriculum just to be more efficient, and the order of things to also be a little more efficient. And I hope that, and I got a new scheduling app for this because Square is really pissing me off lately. It's like scheduling people and then unscheduling them so it's not on my calendar anymore. So I don't know really what's going on with them, but I'm kind of over it. So I'm using a different one. I think, what did we decide to use? I don't know. I can't remember what that is, but it's integrated within that platform that I'm using for the courses. So it seemed like a no-brainer for me to switch to those guys. I wanted to also just give you a little witchy reminder that if you celebrate the Sabbats, that Mabon is coming up. I like to call it, Mabon is, for me, it's like witchy Thanksgiving. So we'll have a nice big feast here. I'm trying to get together with our local pagan group and kind of hang out if it's not too hot. But usually, depending on your tradition, let's just say it's most commonly on the 21st, I think. Hang on. Yeah, 22nd. So this year, it is on September 22nd, and it is on a Wednesday. But dates vary from September 21st to the 29th. It all depends on your tradition and how you want to celebrate. So anyway, it's another of the harvest festivals. So very heavily centered around gratitude and thankfulness and the harvest that we have been, benefiting from all year. So just a reminder that that's coming up. So I always forget. I figure you guys might need a heads up too. Okay, so I think I've rambled. This has been the most neurodivergent episode I've probably ever done. It's all over the place. I'm sorry. It's like I woke up this morning and my mind was already ping-ponging everywhere. So it was kind of a really shit day to try to make myself sit down and gather my thoughts. I even did the things. I'm wearing jewelry that promotes good throat chakra energy. I have oils that I'm wearing to help that communication, and I just still am kind of bleh. So I really, really want to say sorry, not sorry. This is who I am. but if you did not like this episode, I will do better next time. I will see hopefully my energy will be a little more focused next time. So I want to thank everybody that has stuck with me. Thank you so much for sticking with me over the years. If you're a new listener, thank you so much for actually listening to me ramble this long. And if you haven't joined our groups, we have a free group, Witchy Woman Friends, on Facebook. And we also have a closed group called the WW Coven. If you want to support the podcast and join our coven, the lowest tier is $1. The highest is $10. You can go to my website, witchywomanpodcast.com, click on Join the Coven, and it'll take you through all the steps. I've been getting quite a few requests to join that don't have a password. So if you're inviting your friends, if you're in the coven right now and you're inviting your friends in, to join the coven, let them know that they have to go through my website to join. That way they can get all set up with the passwords they need and the links to all the other groups. So we're going to be starting classes again in that group. I just have been really, really busy building things, and then I've got a lot going on in my personal life. So we've kind of slacked on the witchcrafting Zooms on Sundays. So we'll start doing that again. We do card pulls every week. Lots of great discussion and support in there. I love that group. It's a very supportive and beautiful, diverse group of people. So thank you so much for everybody who has joined the coven and everybody that contributes and listens, and I love you guys. So I guess until next time, stay witchy. Bye-bye.